why do you explain to me why you call it the Through the Witching Hour? What does that mean?
So I don't know if you're familiar with the term Dark Night of the Soul.
No.
But it's essentially this period in your life where you kind of, everything stops. Everything gets taken away from you. You get stripped down to, like, the bare essentials of who you are. Like, in the beginning of 2024, I lost my car. I lost my job. I lost my baby daddy. I lost my mind, essentially. And it was mainly, like, during those times in the night where I would just lie awake because I was dealing with a lot of insomnia, and I would just I would try to meditate, but I also had a lot of experiences that I can't quite explain. That seems a little crazy. It seems a little magical and a little mystical, and I don't like to call myself a witch, but they call those times like 2 a.m. to like 4 a.m. the witching hours, where unexplainable, weird, like what's the word? Paranormal stuff kind of happens.
I never really thought about that, but yeah. I'm one of those people that have an open mind. So when you said that, I'm thinking about like 2 to 4 really is something about it.
It was crazy, and I remember I stayed up the entire night, like. Other people call it psychosis. I call it a spiritual awakening, but terminology is different anywhere you go. I stayed up all night, like, invested in, like, the magic of the world. I was, and I would write about it. And it was kind of connected to this one guy that I was invested in a little bit. And I would go over to his place throughout those times as well. And we'd have experiences together that was kind of like, this is a little bit, magical and mystical and a little like, so.
Y'all wasn't no shrooms.
Oh no, just the good old ganja. But yeah, that through the witching hours, it's like highlighting multiple points of the night, like whether I'd go out and see my situationship or I'd just be in my room, like freaking out in my own mind about all these experiences that I'm having and stuff. Yeah, it's just a magical time through the night where I spend a lot of my time just observing the world.
Word. So that will be dropping when?
March 27th.
Okay, March 27th. You got a few people on there. You got a few producers on there. Name a few. You got Nick Vega. Mm-hmm. You got Since 1999. That's a good ass name. I ain't gonna lie. That's a good ass name. When I say it, I'm like, that's a good name. You got me, of course. You got Ralph Tiller, Donavello. I think that's how you say the name, Donavello. And the other person, Deonso.
Oh,
Deonso. Okay. What makes these producers sound is, suitable for you? Like, it's the sound that you're looking for or the sound that you went with? For this project?
Well, a lot of them, when they post their beats on YouTube, I'm mainly looking for their inspirations on who they made the beat for or what kind of vibe does this beat give and like what type of singers you could see on those types. And my main inspirations being SZA and Summer Walker and Janae. A lot of them would, a lot of the producers would have their names in the title, and that made me click on them and see it and hear it. And because I love that sultry type of R&B, that smooth, slow, like bedroom talk type of R&B, usually like a good bass line with like a nice solemn beat, the steady beat, that's what gets me. And specifically with Donavello, he produced 2 of the tracks, Is It Better and Drifted, which is out now on Spotify and Apple Music. Go ahead and stream those. Those sounds, I feel like it's definitely more open to my soul. They're a little bit lighter than the other tracks. They're fluttery. They remind me of like a floating a little bit, and they're heavily influenced by Janae, which I have been compared to a lot since I started writing my music.
I ain't gonna want to tell you that to your face. You tell me like, I don't.
Listen, no, and it's crazy because 2020, I had wrote a song, and I had sent it into this music review thing back on when Facebook was like doing that sort of stuff. And I remember one of the guys who was listening to it, he made that comparison, and that was the first time I ever heard it. And I hadn't listened to Janae much since then, but that's when I got into her, and I was like, oh my god, I love this girl. So I started like, okay, I like what she does this, I like how she writes like this, and she sings like this, all fluttery and it's soft. So I would kind of take inspiration after that, and I would look up songs that would sound like her songs to kind of see what I can do, you know. And my dream collab is Janae, so hopefully she can hear my stuff and be like, wow, this sounds like something I could get on.
Yeah,
we do something together. Yeah,
it does. Let me name a little bit of your tracks on there. Your first track is 5 a.m. Well, tell me a little bit about 5 a.m.
5 a.m. is a song that I wrote back in 2022, and originally I had wrote it not just to see if I could write again, because that was in the drought when I was lacking inspiration. But one day I just woke up early in the morning, and I was just like, okay, let's go on YouTube, let's find a beat, and let's see if we could write to it. And the beat's name was 5 a.m. And so I was like, okay, let's use that, and let's see what I can write to as a title for that. And that the producer is Nick Vega. He's an amazing producer, and when I heard it, and I heard how the ticking, the hi-tats was just like the ticking of a clock, and I was like, oh yeah, this reminds me of like time passing, and I'm a lover girl, so let me write about maybe this guy that I might be crushing on. So I just took to there, and it was the first time that I had ever wrote a song like that, but because before I was writing more popish beats and more like lighthearted, maybe a little bit of Afro pop before then. So like that was the first time that I ever really wrote a trap soul type R&B song, and really got into the flow of it, and I was like, wow, this is probably my favorite song I've ever written back during the time. And I kept it to myself for a long time because I was like, man, but I wasn't really, I couldn't get back into the music and then give y'all this banger and then drop off the face of the earth for maybe like 2 more years. It was like, nah, I'll just let my friends and family hear it, and maybe, you know, one day.
Yeah. Also, you just released a new single, Things Unsaid. Tell me a little bit about Things Unsaid.
Things Unsaid is a song about a situationship, the same situationship I was talking about earlier. In fact, he is probably the main inspiration for the whole EP. So that song was also the first song that I had wrote after a while. I wrote that song to kind of prove to myself that I still had it, that I could still write, and I did. And it was short, and I kept it sweet. And when I showed it to him, I was kind of iffy about just kind of keeping it to myself or actually posting it, trying to get into it. And he told me, nah, people need to hear this. This needs to be seen. So I was like, okay. I went back and I revised it a little bit, added a little bit of ad-libs and stuff. And then I wanted to create a plan going forth. I knew Things Unsaid was a song that I wanted to push, but it was kind of I wanted to see what others I could write before and solidify, a vision for a project surrounding that song to kind of move into a storytelling type of aspect with my music. And then that's when 5 a.m. came into play, and I was like, oh, I have that song 5 a.m. Let's group these together and see what else I can do moving forward.
Yeah, sometimes that's how it be, man. When you make songs like that, and then you trying to put them in a certain order, or you just trying to put them together, and then you listen to them, and it's like, oh, okay, now we on to something.
Yeah.
Okay, it's one more song I want to talk about, and the reason why I want to talk about it, I don't want to be biased, but you sent it in for a review, and it got a response, a particular response that I know for sure that it's going to be well received in the world. Type shit. Mm-hmm. Right. One of the responses was, and I'm just going to throw it out there, I'm fucking it at. So, how do you feel about that? Like, if somebody hear a song and tell you, like, yeah, that's going on my playlist.
Well, I think it's absolutely crazy, because how I wrote that song, it is definitely a little bit raunchier. It is more of like it's a bedroom goals type song. I definitely used the title as inspiration, but what that song is about to me, it's very toxic. It's like that song is like okay, like, yeah, we're doing our thing together, but don't forget you was like begging for it at one point. So know your place, know who you're messing with. You can come get this, you know? Yeah. But to me, like, I wrote it after the fact about the same situation shit. After we were done, and I was kind of thinking back on it, and I was like, dang, that guy kind of like kind of did me dirty a little bit. And like, I thought it was one thing. And like, he would come back and like circle, spin the block and stuff. And I'd be like, okay, well, you know, we could try it again, but you don't have to lie to get it. You could just be honest. Yeah. And, you know, if you want to take a little sip, we can. But there's many men who I know will be killing for your spot. So tighten up. Yeah. Type shit, you know?
Type shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, when that song drop or when the album drop and when EP drop, I guarantee you that may be one of the hottest songs on there. Like I said, I'm not being biased because I produced the track. It's just the vibe of the song. Like, I had that beat for about like 3-4 years. And I tried to give it to certain people and they never done it justice.
Wow.
So when I heard 20 something, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see what she do to it. Man, you did not disappoint.
And it was crazy because I don't usually write songs like that, but I love my biggest inspiration for that song was this AT song. It's K-pop, but it had that same the hook. It has that same type of flow. So I took those elements to it, and then I think "Shit" by Future, that was also incorporated into that. And I just I was like, I was a little bit upset. I was like a little bit feeling myself, and I was like, okay, let's lay it all out on a track. Let's get a little bit buck wild. Let's change up the tempo a little bit, change up the vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. What would people get wrong about you if they don't know you? Like, if they never met you before, if they just judging, like, what would they get wrong?
That I'm innocent, I would say. And it's crazy because people would come up to my face and tell me, like, wow, I didn't expect that from you. Like, of course you wouldn't. Like, I'm short. I got maybe like a sweet face, and that's why I pierced my face up, so maybe I could look a little bit more intimidating. But from first glance, people will look at me and be like, oh, she probably ain't about nothing. She's probably like a little shy, a little timid, a little bit soft-spoken. And I was. Back in school, I was very shy. I wouldn't talk much. I would kind of keep to myself. But as I found my confidence and as I found my voice, and I know what I want to do, and I know the talent that I bring to the table, it kind of it gives me a little bit of edge. Like, I got a secret nobody else knows, and y'all about to be surprised when y'all see me get on the stage and do pop my shit a little bit. So
yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
'Cause I was telling somebody yesterday, like, it's some collaborations that I'm doing behind the scenes, like I'm orchestrating. Mm-hmm. People are not gonna expect it. Yeah. I'm talking about, I'm putting people that you put him on a track with him. And
that'd be the best. What's it called? the best outcomes when you got two people who kind of like you and expect those two to be together, and then they come together and make some magic. Yeah.
And we're actually like being in the same place. We're not sending it to this person. We actually in the same room.
Ooh, like in a studio?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the part of the episode where I just ask you, your favorites and stuff like that. So, give me your top 3 male R&B singers, dead or alive. I don't want to do top 5 because
That's good. I'll start taking my time trying to contemplate.
That's why I said top 3.
3 male R&B singers,
dead or alive.
Would you consider Michael Jackson R&B? I know his later stuff, like in the 90s, that was more R&B.
Yeah, Michael's R&B.
Yeah, I would put.
Even though they put him in King of Pop, but
yeah, Michael is definitely my number 1. Number 2. Oh goodness, my mind goes straight to Usher, but I feel like where my heart is, I want to say Daniel Caesar. I like his it's very soft, and I like to cry, and I be crying to his songs. So I that's the connect. So I'll put him at number 2. Number 3, male R&B. I'll probably have to say Usher. Yeah, I love Usher. I grew up on Usher. So I pretty much know all his songs. All his early songs. I don't know nothing he put out today.
All right, your top 3 female R&B singers, dead or alive.
Janae. Janae Aiko's number 1. Number 2, I'd probably have to say SZA. I do enjoy her songs a lot. Number 3, trying to go down like the list in my playlist, see who do I have the most of in there. I'd probably have to say me. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good that you said that, because the next question I was going to ask is, so the day you get married, who is singing at your wedding? SZA, Janae, or you?
Oh, I'd probably have to get Janae for that one. Yeah. But I would like to sing a song. What's it called when you honor the song? Like for my husband, I would sing at my wedding. Yeah.
That kind of remind me of what Jamie Foxx did to Fancy.
Yeah.
He sung her a song.
Oh, that's sweet.
So you're on the island for 1 year.
Okay.
You got 3 albums to listen to within that 1 year.
Okay.
Past, present, or yours. What are those 3 albums?
I'm about to go kind of left field on this one. Get out of R&B for a second.
Yeah.
Sounds Good, Feels Good by 5 Seconds of Summer. Probably one of my favorite rock albums of all time. I love those songs so much. Number 2 would probably be Sweetener by Ariana Grande. When that album dropped last year, it instantly became my favorite of hers of all time. Number 3 album would probably have to be the Off the Wall album by Michael Jackson. That album is my favorite album of his, and I own a record of it.
Okay. So, you have the opportunity to, if they give you all the tools, like they duplicated certain things, certain qualities of R&B singers, and they gave them all to you and say, build your R&B singer.
Ooh.
Who would have the vocal? Who would have like the drip, the style?
Okay.
Who would have the choreography, and who would write for that artist? So let's start with the voice. Who would have the voice?
The voice, I would have to say Brandy. I love Brandy's voice. I feel like she's one of the most underrated vocalists of all time. Like her melisma, her riffs and runs are like so agile. Her voice is so agile, and it's like I'm melting every time I hear her sing. So I would definitely choose her for the vocalist. For the choreography, Aaliyah. Yeah, that girl. My aunt used to keep me up all night watching Aaliyah videos of her just dancing when I was younger. Yeah, so choreography, Aaliyah. Style, drip.
Yeah, the outfits and the.
Let's see. I don't be noticing people's like outfits like that too much.
Like the swag of the artist. Confidence and all that.
Probably SZA. I like SZA's confidence, and I like what she wears. Every time I see her, she's always dressed down. It's so good. I would choose her.
And who will write for that artist? Who's going to write the song?
This could be anybody, like male, female.
Yeah.
Okay. I have two answers.
Okay.
I have the producer.
Okay.
Timbaland.
Of course.
That man is a beast on any beat he produces.
Especially R&B.
Yes. And writer? Writer? I would have to give that to J. Cole. I don't even know if he has written any songs to sing. But when it comes to like lyricism, I love Kendrick, and I think he's a phenomenal lyricist, one of the greats. But when it comes to J. Cole's pen game, my mind is blown every single time. Like that new song that he just put out, Clouds. Oh my God!
I ain't gonna lie. When I heard that, I'm like, that's almost the closest thing to Andre I can get to right now.
Yeah. So it might just have to be a female rapper, and J. Cole be ghostwriting for her. But yeah.
That's what's up. Anything that you want the world to know that they don't know?
The world is more magical than you might ever believe it to be. I think there is magic in almost anything. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe in accidents, specifically accidents made by the universe. I think everything serves a purpose. I think every action leads to a greater purpose. Everything is connected. And you're here for a reason, and I believe that reason is love. So, yeah.
All right. So shout out to where can people find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at itali.yjlw. Same handle for my TikTok, itali.yjlw. I'm on Facebook as well, Italy with an I at the end, YJLW. But I'm hoping to move to a public page so that way I'm not having to accept friend requests from just strangers. So, yeah, that's on my socials right now.
All right. And your EP comes out again when?
March 27th.
On all platforms. And let's finish the sentence. My name is Italy and I am...
exemplary. That's the word that came. I don't even know what that means. But that's the word that came to mind. Exemplary.
Okay. Well, this is your boy Eddie Cypher signing out for the studio sessions with the lovely Italy. Stay tuned. We might have a performance later on. If so, it'll be attached with it. And the EP,
Through the Witching Hours.
Yeah, man. Anything else you want to say?
I love you guys. Thank you for your support.
All right.